Welcome to Off the Ropes YouTube. It is Saturday evening. Josh Taylor, Teofimo, UFC, Munguia versus Devenchenko fight night. I know it is a little bit late. Also, it has been a little while since me and Julian posted on the Off the Ropes podcast. But life happens, man, and we really try to push these out as best as we could. I have been coming out with the All Chile. Shout out to the boys over there, Chicano, Run, Nopal. Shout out to my boys over there. Thanks for showing love and getting me on the channels with you guys and doing our thing. Can't complain because I love doing that stuff with you guys. But also, we got a channel to grow here, so me and Julian try to do our best. I know Julian is got a business running of his own here in Tucson, and sometimes he can't get to the episodes as best as he could. I held off as best as I can, Julian. Sorry you don't get mad, man. I did send the text message in the group chat that I was gonna be doing a live prediction real quick of the Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor. So you know if you're live and you're watching, man, go ahead and send your prediction. I think we all know who we think is going to win tonight's fight. But before I get to that prediction, I know the Sonny Edwards fight. I know the debut of Sonny Edwards on the Zone happened earlier. I'll give my brief breakdown because he has been named to mention. His name has been mentioned to fight Bam Rodriguez. And I think that'd be a pretty solid fight. I was a little impressed with Sonny Edwards. I did see some things that, of course, Bam will expose. Bam is one of those good fighters. He's one of the best at that division. But also, Bam does get hit a lot, and that can only take you so long. So far, his last fight got a broken jaw. Fine, he fought through that shit. I think that broken jaw came like around the 6th round, or maybe even like the early on. I know that he fought for more than half of the fight with the broken jaw. So, shout out, and toughness to Bam Rodriguez for showing out his heart and his grit and wanting to finish that fight. We've had previous fighters in the past, as of recent, not going out on their shields. Bam Rodriguez being young, showing that he could do what he could do, man. He does. He's doing it with the best out there. So I think that would be a really good fight. Again, like I said, what I saw from Sonny Edwards, I saw some good things. He does move pretty well. Same thing. I don't know what it is with these smaller weights, but these guys like to show heart and like to show that they can stay in there and bang it out. And when it was time to box from the outside and show some skill, he showed it. He was in there with a tough competitor in a Campos, but Campos being undefeated. I want to say his record was I think it was like 18 with like 4 knockouts. So there wasn't too much of a knockout threat, but anything can happen. Boxing, all it takes is just that one perfect shot. And I don't think Sonny Edwards was worried about what Campos was gonna do. So briefly, really quick again, I scored this. I actually scored this one. I had some time to actually score this fight, which I'll be scoring the other ones later on. But I gave Edwards rounds 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12. Campos I gave 2, 4, 6, 9. I had swing rounds 3, 4, 7, and 8. It was 8-4, but it was a very competitive fight. Campos showed some stuff pretty early on there that he could hang, and wasn't intimidated by Sonny Edwards' debut on his own. But Edwards showed out. Good fight for him. Again, I think that Bam Rodriguez will be pretty competitive, but of course, Bam Rodriguez being Bam Rodriguez, I don't see any threat whatsoever in a Sonny Edwards to knock off Bam Rodriguez in his reign or his run in an undefeated record. So I don't see Sonny Edwards being the one to knock him off, but I could see it being a competitive fight. Edwards again also undefeated, so that will be a good fight, man. I think the fans would be satisfied with how that fight turns out. Don't know the I guess when Bam Rodriguez's return will be. Hoping soon. But I'm here, man, for the prediction, man. Teofimo, Josh Taylor. I know a lot of channels, social media has been out there, kind of knocking ESPN for not really promoting this fight as being a very good fight, or given the buzz that this fight does have. I think this fight, and a lot of boxing heads believe that this is a very good fight. It's should have gotten a lot of promotion, but you got to remember the last few months we had the Tank. We just had the Devin Haney and Lomachenko. That was pay-per-view. So I believe that ESPN put all their eggs in the basket on this one and promoted the hell out of that. Put all the money they could because it turned out to be a pay-per-view. It was Devin Haney's first pay-per-view to headline, and I want to say it was Lomachenko's first one as well. I mean, I could be wrong. Again, I not really got the receipts or the facts to back it up, but I believe as far as Devin Haney, this was his first pay-per-view to headline, to be the main event. And Lomachenko, I could be wrong, but 150,000 or 180,000 K isn't what you expect or what we expected. It's not what I expected. I expected a little more. I thought that was going to go at least no less than 400K, but it just didn't turn out. I don't know if it's the fans, proved that they weren't really behind the Devin Haney, or they just didn't feel like this was pay-per-view worthy. I mean, the card was good. The fight was good. It turned out to be a very good fight. Unfortunately, with some cards, and of course, the other main topic is the 10th round scoring from Moretti. That was, or Tim Cheatham, that was bad. Everybody and their mom and even Ray Charles had Lomachenko winning that 10th round, but one of the cards had Devin Haney winning that. But back to the topic. Maybe this is the reason why this one didn't get as much buzz as it should have. I think it's pretty bad. I think it's a good card. The prelim is really good. I was watching some of the prelim fights. The last fight I watched was the Shushu Carrington, which was really good. The Henry LeBron did a really good job. Right now, just looking right now as the Rosario and Rivera fight is on. I'm watching it live, but I'm also doing this breakdown. But I'm not going to do a fight party for the whole card. I just wanted to give my prediction really quick on this Josh Taylor and Teofimo prediction thing. But good card, solid. ESPN Plus, it's free. I mean, you can't blame Bob Arum and Top Rank for hoping that the Haney and Lomachenko would do really good on a pay-per-view. On paper, it should have done excellent, but again, it just did not. It did less than 180,000 or less than 200,000 pay-per-view buys. So, but this one right here, this one is really good. It's got the making of a very excellent pay-per-view. I mean, an excellent main event. It's not going to be a tit for tat. It's not going to be. You're not going to see what we saw in the Lomachenko and Devin Haney, where it's a high-level chess match. This is going to be a fight where both these guys they're gonna go in there and do their best. They're gonna try to really go for it. You will see skill for sure. There'll definitely be some skill. I think both guys are skilled, and also have what it takes to end each other or put each other out for the night. Good fight. I guess real quick we could say before we give the prediction, Teofimo, the last couple fights, of course. I'm going back to the Lomachenko best fight, best win on his record. Richard Comey was another one of those good ones, and Nakatani. I mean, those are some names that we could go back and say that really good wins on Lomachenko. I mean, on Teofimo's record. So he wins the Lomachenko, gets his bouts, fights Kambosos. Very next fight, loses that fight. But I think what people are missing it wasn't the mental thing that just happened overnight or happened because of the Kambosos. there, it's been on the record going back to, I want to say, the Magdaleno fight, where some of the mental thing has been there. But I mean, is it really safe to say, or even comfortable enough to say that there's more boxers that are going through mental and physical things that are in the way, real life situations. It's not just us regular people that deal with mental and physical stuff. I mean, we deal with shit at home all the time. Relationships, work, you name it, man. All these guys got everything going on, and it's that are going on in their lives. The main ones, work and relationships and family. Those are the major ones, I think, that are hurting people, or that have people not in their 100% A game or in their mindset. But again, those fights, he's gone back on the record saying all the way back to the Magdaleno is where he's been dealing with the mental issues. Wins the Lomachenko, loses the Cambosas. Instead of doing the rematch, for whatever reason, he does not do the rematch Cambosas, which I thought should have happened immediately, which would have been something he should have done, especially he said that he had an injury going into that fight. Gets dropped in the first round, tries to take out Cambosas early, makes a mistake. I think being young, maybe, and being young, and then also thinking about how he was injured, I think he wanted to hurry up to get that fight over and done with, and wasn't worried about going 12 rounds. Goes 12 rounds, 12 tough rounds. Very close fight. It definitely was a split decision, and you got to also, tip your hat off to Lopez for showing his heart in the Cambosas fight, because he could have easily quit, but he fought hard. He fought hard and won some rounds, later on in that fight, and then drops Cambosas in the 11th or 12th round, but to lose a split decision. Next fight, he goes up to 140, fights Gampa, wins that one by TKO. Next fight, which is Sander Martin. Nobody, I guess, looks good against Sander Martin. Even Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia loses to Sander Martin. Just was not a good. It was not a look for Lopez. Again, I think going into this bounce back fight, a pretty decent name, or at least a name fighter on that card. I mean, a fighter that he's fighting in that main event against Martin. And again, I think he just tries to go out there, tries to do some things. Things didn't turn out to be the way he wanted to. Gets dropped in the second round. I think it gets dropped middle of that fight, and goes to win a split decision. But unofficially, me not scoring this, round for round, watching the fight, I would have given it a draw, but a draw at worst. But a lot of people felt that Martin pulled that fight off. Now going to Josh Taylor, goes and gets all the bouts against Ramirez. Fucking solid fight, 12 rounds. Gets the tough win out of there. Gets Ramirez out of there. Doesn't get him out of there, but goes to decision. Drops Ramirez a few times in that fight. Goes down in the 6th and the 7th, but Ramirez comes back to toughen it out, but loses to Josh Taylor. And then Josh Taylor's immediate fight right after the Ramirez fight is the Jack Catterall. The Jack Catterall, he's come out and admitted that he didn't take that fight very serious. Pretty much was in a fat camp trying to pretty much in there to not to train to get solid rounds in there, or to come in as a competitive fight, but comes in there and barely on paper or on the judge's scorecard that he edges that one out. That's another one of those fights. I went back and I scored it, and I felt like Jack Catterall edged this one out, of course, with the knockdown. And then, of course, the point being deducted away from him, from Catterall, from the punching after the bell and the holding. So, even with that, I still feel like Jack Catterall won. But tonight, here it is. Both guys, I think, are going into this 100% ready. Hopefully, no distractions. But again, the lead up to it with Teofimo Lopez and his comments and and some of the interviews that you've been watching and stuff like that, you've been seeing again is, I think is the question on everybody's mind is, where's his mindset in this? Is he 100% ready? Is even with outside issues coming into this fight, is he still going to be able to pull off a win? And Josh Taylor admitting in his last fight, the Jack Catterall, he was not 100% ready. He took this fight lightly, went in there thinking that he was going to be able to get Catterall out of there or win a pretty persuasive fight against Catterall, but does not win a persuasive fight against Catterall. So he's admitted that he's ready. Both guys admitted that they're ready. Both guys look solid. Sucks we didn't get a traditional face-off, which I was hoping to get a face-off. A traditional face-off doesn't happen. We know the story leading up to the fight. We don't get it, but both guys looked like they were in shape. Both guys looked like they were ready. They both made weight. I think to me, a couple things that stand out about this is Teofimo stripped butt naked to make the weight. This is the second fight at 140. Shouldn't be an issue of him making it, or maybe he just edged us out to the very end, knowing what kind of fight he's got himself into with a Josh Taylor, knowing that a Josh Taylor fight is going to be a tough, grueling 12 rounds. That Josh Taylor is here to fight. That Josh Taylor isn't going to be in here to try to outbox him. That Josh Taylor is going to create many. He's going to create some offense, and that Josh Taylor is a good inside fighter as well as an outside fighter, but he doesn't make it look pretty. He's a solid boxer puncher. So this may be the reason why Teofimo does this at the very, at the weigh-in, 140, butt naked, stripped down. And the size difference, like Josh Taylor looked, even with the distance apart, like Josh Taylor looked pretty big. Josh Taylor is he's more natural to this 140, but I think we believe that he's a 147. They should be fighting a 147. He's a big boy. So, couple things that I think that are there for me to watch as I will be watching this fight. So those are the things that do stand out to me. Is that the 140, the size, the mental. Both guys, of course, seem to be ready. So for me going down to this, I think that's what it's going to be. Is really going to come down to the mental thing. And if anybody knows knows boxing, that mental is a big part of this. But with that being said, what I mean by that is how are you going to react when it's time, when it's tough, when shit gets tough, right? Like, what game plans do you have? They asked Teofimo, what game plan are you coming in here with? A, B, C. So he doesn't have a B, and C, which makes sense because when you have those, you call it an adjustment. And Teofimo says he's come prepared for anything. He's willing to do any adjustment that he needs to on the fly, and which both guys are going to need to do is make adjustments. Is Teofimo going to come out and box? Is he going to try to make this a strategic fight, or is he going to come out guns blazing? I think if he does this, he comes out guns blazing and tries to get Josh Taylor out of there. Big mistake early, very big mistake early. That could cause a lot of issues for him. On the other hand, Josh Taylor is known to be kind of a slow starter. In the Ramirez fight and the Jack Catterall fight, didn't win early rounds, right away. Like Ramirez was looking to outbox him, so he did some good things early. Same thing with Catterall. Both guys in their last fight have gone down, but I think from a person that is a non-puncher or that is not known for knockouts, it's kind of alarming, right? You got Kambosos. Kambosos isn't really known for that, but he caught him early. So we're gonna see who makes the proper adjustments all the down to the end. I think we'll have a very competitive fight, all 12 rounds. If it goes 12, especially early, hopefully, I'm sure both guys do not want to make a mistake, because I think whoever makes the mistake capitalizes on mistakes and does not let the other fighter adjust, is gonna have success and will win. I think for me, the person I'm gonna go with, and I think a majority of people are going with this. I have seen polls online. I would say it's about 55-45, maybe 60-40 are leaning with Josh Taylor. I haven't really been looking at any lately as the fight is getting closer, so I'm not sure what the polls look like. But I'm leaning with that too. I'm leaning with the polls that the favorite is Josh Taylor. I think the way Josh Taylor is going to do it is, I hate to use the mental thing, but I think Josh Taylor. Feeds right into Josh Taylor's game. He's known for being, a rugged. He likes to speak. He likes to run his mouth. He likes to talk the game. He talks a lot of shit. He does back it up. So I think in that department is where I think Josh Taylor will succeed and excel is the mental game. I don't think that anything will knock Josh Taylor off no matter what Teofimo does. I don't think Teofimo is going to be able to hurt Josh Taylor. This is it feels like this is one of those things that's going to be a bit personal for Josh Taylor. And like they say, you never want to go, into a fight making stuff personal. But for some reason, just eye test from what it looks like to me, Taylor is taking this personal, and I think he's going to be able to succeed and excel when it comes to the personal and the mental game. I think at the end of this, I don't think it's going to go 12. I think we're going to see a late stoppage. I would say anywhere between 9 and 12. But I'm going to go with what I believe. I'm predicting that Taylor will do this. Taylor will stop Teofimo. I'd say in the 10th round. I'm going with the 10th round. 10th round stoppage. So give me 1 second here. So that way you guys could see that it's up there. You guys heard it first. Taylor stoppage in the 10th. Won't be easy. Be some bruises, some swelling, some cuts. I just don't think that Teofimo will be able to do what he has done in the past. Will hurt people. Got people out of there. This is a different person. Like he couldn't really hurt Kambosos. He did drop Kambosos. Couldn't hurt Lomachenko, especially with Lomachenko being the smaller fighter. And then, of course, in the Sandor Martin fight, couldn't hurt Martin. I definitely don't think he's gonna hurt Josh Taylor. Like Josh Taylor, of course, was dropped by Catterall, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see that happening. I do see going in the 12th round with my prediction that I'm picking Josh Taylor to win. I do see Kambosos. By the time of the 12th, I see it maybe 6-3, Josh Taylor. So I think that's where I see it. What up, Chicano? Shout outs to you. I know you're watching the fights, man. Like I said, I just want to come on real quick. Prediction. I don't know if you caught my prediction, but this is what I got, man. This is what I got for you right here. I got Taylor in the 10th round with a stoppage. Won't be a brutal knockout. I just think that he's going to be able to get the TKO. Good fight. I think everybody's in for a treat. Xander Zayas is going to be fighting tonight. Consucel might be. I think he's fighting next. So it's a good night, man. ESPN. Oh, and then real quick on my prediction with the Deverchenko and Munguia. I think Munguia is going to win it, but it's going to be a tough fight. Deverchenko is proven to be a tough competitor against Triple G and against Charlo. He gave those two guys. He gave those two guys some hell. I think he's going to give Munguia some hell, but Munguia, younger. He's at 168. He hasn't killed himself to make that. He looked ripped. He actually had abs. In this, in this way. And so it's I guess good to see that he's at a comfortable weight. I think 168 is very comfortable for him. I think he's gonna get that done. I don't think a stoppage. I mean, if a stoppage happens, I'll be very surprised. But I definitely got Munguia beating Deverchenko. Before I sign off, Chicano, I got Taylor too. Absolutely. We will be going live right after the fight. We're gonna do a quick immediate reaction. And if the Munguia and Deverchenko's on, we'll definitely do like a play by play. We'll be watching it. So if you guys are watching with us, awesome. But until then, man, you know, again, like I said, my prediction, I got Taylor winning this. I got Taylor winning by a stoppage, 10th round. Be a good competitive fight. And hey, again, guys, go ahead and follow, like and subscribe if you haven't yet to the page. Shout out to the boys out there, you know, D Styles, Maestro, all the dudes out there that you know that show love, and I respect, and I watch their channels. But signing off, guys. Like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys another end.